Okay, so I'm going to read a bit of Glitch. It's a short story by Hugh Howey. The Hoke. Weird start, huh? The hotel coffee maker is giving me a hard time, in a friendly voice. Keeps telling me the filter door isn't shut, but damned if it isn't. I tell the machine to shut up as if I pulled the plastic basket back out. Down on my knees, I peer into the housing and see splashing grounds crusting over a sensor. I curse the engineer who thought this was a problem in need of a solution. I'm using one of the paper filters to clean the sensor when there's an angry slap on the hotel front room door. If Peter and I have a secret knock, this would be it. A steady, loud pounding on the barred doors amid muffled shouting. I check the clock by the bed. It's 6 in the morning. He's lucky I'm already up, or I'd have murdered him. I tell him to cool his jets while I search for a robe. Peter has seen me naked countless times, but that was years ago. And if he still has thoughts about me, I'd like for them to be flab-free thoughts, mostly to heighten his regrets and private frustrations. It's not that we stand a chance of ever getting back together. We know each other too well for that. Building champion gladiators is what we're good at. Raising a flesh and blood family was a goddamn mess. I get the robe knotted and open the door. Peter gives it a shove and the security latch catches like a gunshot. Jesus, I tell him. Chill out. We've got a glitch, he says. He tells me through the cracked door. He's out of breath like he's been running. I unlatch the door and get the door open. Peter shakes his head at me for having used the lock like I should be as secure sleeping alone. Like I should be secure sleeping alone in a Detroit hotel as it is. I flash back to those deep sighs he used to give me when I'd call him on my way out of the lab at night so I didn't have to walk to the car alone. Back before I had Max to escort me. What glitch? I asked. I go back to the argument I was having with the coffee maker before banging on the door. The banging on the door interrupted me. Peter paces, his shirt stained with sweat, and he smells of strawberry vape and oil. He obviously hasn't slept. Max had a brutal bout yesterday. We knew it would be a challenge, but the finals aren't for another 2 days. We could build a new Max from spares in the amount of time. I'm more worried about the repressed shit I could hit Peter with if I don't get caffeine in me pronto. The coffee maker finally starts hissing and sputtering while Peter urges me to get dressed. He tells me we can get coffee on the way. I just woke up, I tell him. He paces while coffee drips. He doesn't normally get this agitated except right before a bout. I wonder what kind of glitch could have him so worked up. Software or hardware? I asked. I pray he'll say hardware. I'm more in the mood to bust my knuckles, not my brain. Software, he says. We're pretty sure. You need to look at it. The cup is filling, and the smell of coffee masks the smell of my ex-husband. You think? Jesus! Why don't you go get a few hours sleep? I'll get some breakfast and head over to the trailer. Is Hinson there? Hell no. We told the professor everything was fine and sent him home. Me and Greenie have been up all night, trying to sort this out. We're going to come get you hours ago. We were going to come get you hours ago. I shoot Peter a look. Exactly. I told Jeannie about the wrath and said we had to wait at least until the sun came up. He smiles at me. But seriously, Sam, this is some wild shit. I pulled the half-foam styrofoam cup from out of the basket. Caffeine continues to drip over to the hot plate, where it hisses like a snake. The wrath is what Peter named my mood before 8 in the morning. Our marriage might have survived if only we had to do afternoons. Wait outside and I'll get dressed, I tell him. I sip a sip of shitty coffee. The little coffee maker warns me about pulling the cup out before the light turns green. I give the machine a finger while Peter closes the door behind him. The smell of his sweat lingers in the air around me for a moment, and then it's gone. An image of our old garage barges into my brain unannounced. Peter and I are celebrating Mac's first untethered bipedal walk. I swear to God, it's as joyous a day as when our Sarah stumbled across the carpet for the first time. Must be the smell of sweat and solder bringing that memory back. Just a glitch. We'd get them to. Gladiator Nationals are being held in Detroit for the first time in their 9-year history, a nod to the revitalization of the local industry. Ironic, really. A town that fought the hell out of automation. God damn. Where are we? Oh well. But the factory floors still need trainers, designers, programmers, high-tech jobs coming to rescue in the low-wage and idle workforce. They say downtown is booming again, but the place looks like an absolute squalor to me. I guess you had to be here before the really bad times to appreciate it. Our trailer is parked on the stadium infield. The security bot and the tank treads built by one of our competitors scans Peter's ID and waves us through. We head for 2 semis with Max's gold and blue jeweled image painted across its sides. It looks like the robot is smiling, but a bit of artistic license. It looks like the robot is smiling. A bit of artistic license. It gets the parents honking at us on the freeway and the kids pumping their fists out the window. Reaching the finals 2 years ago secured the DARPA contract that paid for the second trailer. We built war machines that entertain masses like the tech flows down the factories, like those here in Detroit, where servants are assembled, and for the wealthy healthcare bots, and for the infirmed, the mail-order set bots that go mostly to Russia, a lust of violence in some roundabout way, funds for lust. All I know is that one more trip to the finals, the debt Peter saddled me with is history. I concentrated on this as we crossed the oil-splattered arena. The infield is deathly quiet, and stands empty. Assholes everywhere getting decent sleep. Which is the last thing we tried. Peter says he's been running over the diagnostics since we left the hotel. What you're describing sounds like a processor issue, I said. Maybe a short, not software. It's not hardware, he said. We don't think. Greenie is standing on the ramp on the trailer, puffing on a vape. His eyes are wild. Morning, Greenie, I tell him. I hand him a cup of coffee from the drive-thru, and he doesn't thank me. He doesn't say anything. He just flips the plastic lid off the cup with his thumb and takes a loud sip. He's back to staring into the distance as I followed Peter into the trailer. You need to catch some winks, I tell Peter. Seriously. The trailer is a wreck, even by post-bout standards. The overhead hood is running, the network fans sucking the air out of the trailer, keeping it cool. Max is in his power harness at the far end, and his camera's tracking our approach. Morning, Max, I tell him. Good morning, Samantha. Max lifts an arm and waves. Neither his hands are installed nor his arms terminate in the universal connectors. His arms terminate in the universal connectors Peter and I designed together a lifetime ago. His pincers and his buzz saw slit on the workbench beside him. Peter has explained the sequence I should expect, and my brain is whirring to make sense of it. How are you feeling, Max? Operational, he says. I look over the monitors to see his charge levels and error readouts. Looks like the boys fixed his servos from the semifinal bouts and got armor welded back together. The replacement shoulder looks good, and a brand new set of legs have been bolted on. I'm gonna end after this. A gleaming paint on Max's lower half the contrast to his charred torso. I notice the boys haven't gotten around to plugging in his legs yet, too busy with the supposed glitch.